Good afternoon. Can you hear? Oh, okay. Can you hear me now? Yes. It's a true delight, true honor to be in front of you, playing some music for you, to share with you the gift of music. It's very important that when we get together and we worship God, especially with music, we understand what is one of the main purposes that we have into music. First, as I said, we glorify our God. And second, you are a very strong participant of the music that is being shared here. Saying that, you will get the opportunity this hour to be a star, to imagine, to contemplate, to meditate over the music that is going to be played. And we're going to use the piano most of the time, but I have a very good friends who came this afternoon, and they're gonna also share their talents. And as we go into this journey of music, this journey of understanding why we do what we do and why we're here listening to this concert. So, feel free to truly use those words. Contemplate, meditate, imagine. Why this music is about, it's for you. So, one of my favorite hymns that you're gonna hear next is it's called "It Is Well With My Soul." I know that most of you are very familiar with that because, behind this hymn is a beautiful story, which is actually a very tragic story. Horatio Spafford sent his family over to Europe. Actually, he was a very prominent lawyer here in Chicago. And in the middle of the Atlantic, something happened. The ship they were going, simply sank into the waters, and he lost 4 of his daughters. So upon this tragedy, normally you might think, I'm going to go crazy. Lord, why this is happening to me? But instead, he took this opportunity to write the lyrics of this beautiful hymn. This beautiful hymn, "It Is Well With My Soul." And he, historians said, he wrote it right in his way to Europe, right in the very same place where this tragedy happens. So this is the first opportunity you have to imagine this story, how this applied to you. It is well with my soul. Do you see it? Can you see it? Can you imagine a situation where you have the opportunity to be in a difficult and a struggling situation, and suddenly a miracle happened? Something happened. You see, we cannot control that. And that's why I'm trying to connect this program in a way that you feel that you are, the main person to make a decision to change for good, for what is next. Next song I would like to play with you is called This Is My Father's World. And for that, I'm going to invite my very good friend, Matt Kowalski. So he will come and he's a professional trombone player. I know him since he was in high school, quite some time, ago. And this is a beautiful hymn. And I will let him, this piece is, as you will recognize this melody, you might probably will think, okay, this is a melody I know from the hymn, but I will let him be free. I will kind of let him kind of play with this melody. And we'll see where this melody takes us. Because as you realize, we're not here by coincidence. And we're here because there is a reason. And it's my hope that you can see it today. Not tomorrow, but today. Because I know you are wonderful people, and I know you have different tastes, and I know you have different styles of music that you are drawn more than other. And that's why we want to create, we need to find that particular sense of what you really like and what you can really feel, especially when we're trying to imagine, create a picture. So now I'm gonna have another guest. Amanda Fenton, also a great friend, and she plays violin. And I will invite her to come and play a music that you don't recognize, a music that I know that most of you might not know the melody. But I wanted to have her and to play this melody because as she do this, I am sure that you can create a picture, an image of how this music applies to you. Do you have things in your life that it sounds like this music? So the music that we're gonna play is actually is from it's a French melody bourrée. That initially it was a music that was created for dancing, but with the years composers changed that melody and they made it just to listen. And there was music that was for queens, kings and queens, and for the royal family. So I hope you truly enjoy as you grasp the beautiful melody of this song. Okay, I think, yes, and thank you. One more? Yes. I know you will recognize this one. A church, in general, who doesn't know this, you cannot consider yourself a church. We know this, how great thou art. Get the opportunity to contemplate as you listen to this beautiful hymn. So if you realize, I will be asking you throughout this presentation about, are you feeling anything? Are you creating that image, that picture in your mind? Because hopefully this instrumental music is going to do this for you. And if you see look towards the screens, you will realize that there is a story that we all know. Joshua fit the Battle of Jericho, right? We know this story. And you're going to tell, Belford, how are you going to tell us this story? You know, you need to tell us the story with words. So what I will try to do with the piano, because I don't know if I will be able to do it here. You know, I wanna play until the last piece, but I wanna see if I can, you know, like tumbling down like the walls, you know, through the piano when I play this piece. But I want you to imagine this is people walking around the city of Jericho, and they were walking, and they were tired. And there's so many things happening in it that you can witness as the music, you know, like a movie, presents this to you. So you notice, we can be very tender, or we can be really harsh. And in all those images, there is a space for you to create about that. So now, you've been listening for a few minutes, since we started this program. What about if we sing together? I know that most of you, maybe all of you, know Lord, I lift your name on high, right? So I'm going to ask Mel, who come and help us on board with singing all together. Now, I will ask you to sing twice. I would love that you sing this twice. But if you don't sing, so I'm going to say again and again. Because as you understand that the power of your voice with the power of your imagination is going to create a beautiful, beautiful connection of the music that we're doing. Matt, feel free to come aboard and join us on this as we sing this. So I'm going to play first, and when I give you the indication, we are going to sing all together. Words are on the screen.
so glad you're in my life. I'm so glad you came to save us. You came from heaven to earth to show the way, from the curse to the cross, my debt to pay, from the cross to the grave, from the grave to the sky. Lord, I lift your name on high. Lord, I lift your name on high.
Thank you. So, are we now on the same page? Do you understand the people who praise the Lord here or in the other side of the world, they can do it, and they also will have the blessing of the Lord. So let me bring Amanda back as we play a beautiful piece by a composer that you might probably hear before, just because he created the Messiah. You know, the Handel, George Friedrich Handel, German composer who was living most of his life, in London, creating music, for the king. So this is a beautiful piece you might probably never heard before. But what happened is, most of the music that he created, it was sacred music. He created not only to be played at church, but he also created to be played, to somebody important. And as you listen to this melody, I would like to transport you to that image. You see, we're not in the modern U.S. We're back in the 1700s. wow, so long ago. And as we listen to this melody, you can say, wow, it might sound like somebody just composed this music, because that's the idea, that you can leave what something, even when it was old, to leave it by the moment. now we're moving closer in this journey of imagination, which is really true for us because in the Civil War, many people were working on plantations. And you know, many of them were claiming hardly to the Lord through their very own ways. And many of the songs is the songs like we call spirituals. And for that particular sense, for that particular sound, I invite Mel Palmer to sing one of my favorite, spirituals. We're gonna have a few in the following minutes. It's called "Wade in the Water." You know, they took several references of the Bible, telling when the angel came and moved the water, and many of the sick people were healed. And as we listen to this spiritual, I wanted you to imagine, this is suffering, struggling, and through that, it was still hope, and there was that, looking up for a better future. That's why we hear many spirituals talking about paradise, talking about heaven, talking about a new life. So I hope that you can start looking as we begin this imagination journey and a spiritual connection, how this spiritual music has a very important part of our life, especially, of course, part of our history. So, yeah.
God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Down in the valley, down on my knees, wade in the water, asking my Lord to save me, please. Wade in the water, wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Up on the mountain, Jehovah he spoke. Wade in the water. Out of his mouth came fire and smoke. Wade in the water. I heard a rumbling up in the sky. Wade in the water. Must have been Jesus passing by. Wade in the water. You gotta wade in the water. You've gotta wade in the water, children. You gotta wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water.
Because we are all immigrants, right? Beginning of this program, as Pastor Grace referred to me, yes, I was born in Venezuela. Have the privilege to grow in this church, Seventh-day Adventist Church. But also, God led me into many other congregations to lead into music ministry. And, sometimes we don't understand why things happen in certain way. Here in the United States as an immigrant, through the struggles, through the victories, I realized that I was not alone. And I'm not talking about being an immigrant in the United States. I'm talking about humanity in general. It's not every single one of us. We have our moments of sorrows, our moments of victories. And believe me, every time I play this, The Poor Wayfaring Stranger, it's a beautiful song that it really touched my heart because it reminds me where I come from. But the most important is where I'm going, right? And this is now going into, probably toward the, we can look the horizon. All we're going to go to heaven. We want to go to heaven. And in the journey of our life, we need miracles. We cannot sustain by ourselves. And this is a piece I composed. It's called Miracle because I know it happened to you. I will tell you just one really quick. This is me before I came to the United States. I went to the Venezuelan to get my consul to get my passport to come to the United States. And as you might know, Venezuela is living through struggles for several years. And when I came here, before I came here, I was standing right in front of the officer, and they said, we're not going to have passports for the next 3 or 4 months. I was living in Colombia at the time, so I was in the office. Waiting for a miracle to see if I could get a passport to go then to the U.S. Embassy and get a visa. They told me, you need to get the visa this day. They gave me, an appointment. If you miss the appointment, you need to wait 6 more months. So I was in a situation, okay, I don't know what to do. So I went over there, and the officer said, there is no way anybody here will go home with a passport. Though somebody came and whispered something through his ear. He said, you know what? We're going to give 5 passports today. Only 5 passports. We were in a room probably 600 people. Everybody anxious, everybody's waiting. And believe me, you can probably imagine the picture. I was the very negative one. I said, no, there's no way. 600 people, I'm right in the middle. I'm not the tallest one. Right? And nobody's going to see me. How? Okay. Resignation. What I'm going to do in Venezuela? I was living in a different country. What is going to happen? How my life is going to end up? The officer said, okay, you. And it was like something happened. That the impression that something was about to happen. Yes. The officer said, so, yeah, you, the guy in the middle. And I was like, who? Me? Really? Me? Oh, okay. Oh. And then I was able to get a passport, and I was able then to get a visa after that. Now, and after its history, and we came here, and here we are in front of you telling you so many stories through the music. But just to tell you, one of many. Do you have a miracle in your life? Do you have one? Anything you remember? Take the chance. As Amanda comes and we play a song that I wrote that is called Miracle. Let's see if you can find. How many can you remember? How many miracles in your life? There is a beautiful spiritual down by the riverside. And this one is the one that you can do this if you want. Is you got shouts amens if you want it. If not, you can simply contemplate of the beautiful spiritual down by the riverside. Gonna lay my burden under the riverside. And the spiritual ghost, you see, struggling human race as we are. Let the music help us to truly look up for this. Now we're looking into the last portion of this program. The reason we're here to be grateful, the reason we are here to celebrate, the reason that we're here to imagine, to recreate through music passages of our memory, and also hopefully imagining what is going to be our future. When you look this title, Heaven, I don't know what you can think about it, to be honest with you. So a friend of mine, like about 5 years ago, he unexpectedly passed away. And you feel really bad. And you feel like, wow. And as we deal with losses in our life, I was actually thinking that one day, in near future, we all are going to be able to reunite with the one we lost. And that's the reason I composed this song, Heaven. Because I want you truly think that there is a hope. That when people say Jesus is coming again, you truly believe that is happening. And how is it going to be the heaven? It's all up to our imagination. So that's why I'm trying to put this in this music that you see in the title called Heaven. And the reason we're here is because we're grateful, right? Because we're truly grateful that we are alive. Because we're grateful because we can be alive. We have a new day in our life. And we're grateful because we have so many friends among us. It's going to be almost 18 years ago since I came to the United States. And many of you, and they are over here, and many of you are here in this group of people, that they being my supporters since the very beginning. And I have a people that being supporter of me and my family throughout all these years and currently right now. And you know what we can do is simply give back. Give back. And that's why I'm very grateful to all of you that took time of your day, your Sabbath day, to come and to truly experience this instrumental music. The next song is very special. I will need to tell you something. I wrote it to this man over here, Grateful. I know him since high school, and he was in one of my choirs, the men's chorus, and he went out for college, and we found each other in a very strange circumstance in Chicago downtown. So I say, hey, Matt, yeah, hey, what are you doing this weekend? Nothing? Okay, come play with me. Things that happened a few years ago, we play almost every week together. So that's why this song is very special. But at the same time, what you think is, the song is grateful because you can also express this to other people as well. So before we end this for this concert, first I would like to thanks to all of you once again for taking a little time of your day to come and contemplate and meditate in the wonderful promise of Jesus over our life. And so we would like to close this concert. First, you're going to sing, if you please sing with me, the Turn Your Eyes Upon Jesus. We're going to sing a couple times. We're going to ask Mel to come and sing once, that you sing with him. And immediately after that, I'm going to go in one of my favorite hymns. It's my mom's favorite hymn. It's His Eyes on the Sparrow. His Eyes on the Sparrow. And you know, since I was a child, I hear to this melody in Spanish, the words in Spanish, that as beautiful as they are in English. You know, the original is in English and they were translated in Spanish. So when I came to the States and I hear through these wonderful melodies, I get so excited because I get to understand, you know, when the chorus comes and I say, I sing because I'm happy. Wow, I thought it was a very powerful statement, and where, you know, I probably was missing from the translation. So after we finish then this singing, I will play that hymn. And after that, my friends, you're more than welcome to meet wonderful musicians and friends downstairs in the fellowship hall. You know, if you want to take a little memory of today, you will be able to take it through a CD if you want to take it. And as well, we're going to have some baskets. If you want to, no pressure. If you want to leave an offering or anything that you want to contribute to this ministry, you're more than welcome to do it, but you don't have to. So the most important thing for me and for these musicians is that you are here and that you truly enjoy this time of gratitude. And we hope that we can see each other in another time, another worship service, another concert, that we can truly share in the message of music. And the most important is we can share the love of God through the music that we are sharing. For that, I am very, very grateful. Let's sing together.
And the things of earth will grow strangely dim in the light of His glory and grace. Turn your eyes upon
Belford asked us to be contemplating and thinking about this as he was playing, and I couldn't help but think, Belford, next time I hear you play, I hope it's underneath the tree of life in heaven with all of us there. Any of you who have friends and family that aren't here tonight, maybe you could tell them what they missed. And maybe, Belford, we can have you back again in the very near future.
Sure. Thanks.
I was asked to tell you about refreshments and CDs, and I think Belford already did that, but let's just reiterate that he brought with him Amanda Fenton came with him, and Matt Kowalski came with Belford. And let me ask you, did you know Mel Palmer could sing like that? Mel Palmer was here. And lastly, Belford Hernandez was. Thank you for attending, and I'll ask Elder Plachette to have our closing benediction. Thank you.
Aren't you grateful you came out tonight? I also wish to express my appreciation to Brother Belford. Thank you for leading our worship tonight.
Thank you.
That's what it was. And did you see the journey? We experienced and heard the plan of salvation. I'm so grateful. And I also appreciate that you brought your friends along to enhance our worship. Did you notice Amanda played her violin in French? The first piece she played, with a name like Pichette, I could hear the French accent. And down by the riverside, oh my, what a blessing. And Mel, wade in the water, the pathos, we all could feel the hope and the healing. What a blessing. What a blessing. Let us pray. Dear Lord, it has been so wonderful to be in your house of prayer tonight. Thank you, dear Lord, for the ministry of Brother Belford and his friends. Surely we have truly been ministered tonight. Lord, as we have reflected, as we have contemplated, as we have used our sanctified imaginations, we have been reminded truly how great thou art. And we realize and recognize no matter what we go through, you have promised to never leave nor to forsake us. And Lord, in the final analysis, because of your grace, because of your mercy, because of your loving sacrifice and atonement on the cross, no matter what we go through on this earth, by faith we can all say, it is well with our souls. Oh Lord, as we face this new week, we want to face it faithfully. Fill us with your Spirit. Fill us with your love and grace. And may we attract others to your irresistible Son, Jesus Christ. And all God's friends said, amen. God bless you.